scene of Pretty Woman. In the opening scene of Pretty Woman, tall Julia climbs down that brown fire escape. Tall Julia jumps down from that brown ladder to avoid her landlady and evade rent. Home of Drew Carey. The Drew Carey Show. Of course, he's now the host of the Price is Right game show. Drew has lived here for decades. But interestingly, when Drew bought this house decades ago, he bought it from an 80s era actress named Molly Ringwald. So it's a former Molly Ringwald house. Today is Molly Ringwald's 54th birthday. Happy birthday, Molly Ringwald, probably in New York City. Residents live to our right in the valley north of these mountains. The other 8 million of our 10 million LA County residents live south of these mountains. Everything from downtown to the Santa Monica the beach, the airport, SoFi football stadium in Inglewood, Beverly Hills, Hollywood. 8 million people live to the left, 2 million to the right. That's Los Angeles County. We have Versace up at the top. Now we're going to make a sharp left turn here. I want to take us to Cannon Drive, a street with restaurants that I'm hoping will give us a celebrity. I recommend simply for visitors to town for the combination of good and that's, when I say $300,000, I mean that is, I talked to one guy, he says, yeah, how intrusive the filming is going to be. This is probably what we would call a picture car. A picture car is any car that makes it into the movie or the TV show. Again, look at people and see if there's anybody we remember. They're getting this picture car ready, and they're probably going to either put a camera operator or just a camera unit on that front there. TV commercial? Did he say TV commercial? I couldn't quite get what he said. Okay. It's small. Now we're back on Sunset Boulevard. The most important years ago, it gave birth to this uppity dude ranch that called itself upscale and luxury, and would be the first thing of upscale and luxury that captured people's attentions around here. The reason Beverly Hills became what it became is 100% due to the hotel. Absolutely 100% of the credit goes to them. Because about 10 years into the movies, in the 20s, well, the movies had become the pastime of America. No offense to our sport baseball, which I love very much too. Here's an Aston Martin sports car from England on the right. If we're being really honest with ourselves, baseball was never America's pastime in the 20th century. Going to the movies was America's pastime. And then around multi-million dollar chandelier, in and of itself. And this house is currently for sale for $73 million. That's the list price, $73 million. Rocking hard, and they will be rocking hard there tonight. Coming up on our right side will be a black marquee, a black building, the Viper Room Rock and Roll Club. Johnny Depp owned this rock club for 10 years. Actor River Phoenix died of a drug overdose on the curb out front, Halloween 1993. Tower Records is no more, and the building is getting a complete makeover. In fact, they've removed some of the big glass windows in the front. This is going to be LA's new Supreme store for the drop product culture. We drop in new products, the collectibles that are menaced by an escaped mental patient named Michael Myers. This block is where they filmed the whole second half of the original Halloween. This is the babysitting block and the finale of Halloween. Now, John Carpenter has said he fell in love with the knots and the crazy tree limbs. And boy, they're creepy, even a bit creepy in the daylight, but after dark, oh my God. Here on the right, this little house with a little front porch. I can't point to any substantive change from this 1978 film. This is where Laurie, the character played by Jamie Lee was babysitting and would be menaced by Michael Myers. They filmed inside as well, and Michael Myers is shot and falls off the back balcony into the backyard at the end of the film. Of course, he escapes into the darkness in the original Halloween we're talking about. Here on the left, now this greenhouse was white in 1978, but this is where Laurie's best friend Annie was babysitting in this house. And in a really terrified moment, and great camera work by John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis races across the street screaming. Carpenter's practically right behind her with a steady cam. She runs into that house trying to get help, but what she finds is that Annie's dead, as are the two teenage boys that were hanging out there. Three dead teenagers and no help at all in Halloween, because Michael Myers had been there first. And the little warning you get about what might be coming around the corner, that's very Hollywood Hills driving. There's thousands of streets and intersections that look just like that. Moved from a house she spends time into to an investment only. She'd like to sell this. She's asking $8 million. But this is the house she's owned longest. Bought it early in her career. And it was considered here at the bottom of the Hollywood Hills. You don't really get more bottom of the hills than this. She's been in most of the seasons of American Horror Story, Emma Roberts. She was in Scream Queens. She was in Mean Girls. She was in a comedy called We're the Millers, along with Jason Sudeikis, Jennifer Aniston, and Will Poulter. She is the daughter of a terrific actor named Eric Roberts, and she's the niece of a legendary actor named Julia Roberts. And there's